brought in a bigger crowd. Everyone's excited to hear from you tonight.
I don't know what they're so excited about, but I'll try to be captivating and interesting. So since we sort of blew some time, and I don't want to eat up too much of it here, can I start with just asking a couple questions?
Absolutely.
So tell me about your team. Let me hear, who I'm talking to. I can't see you, but let me hear about what you're focusing on. Obviously, only a few days left here, but let me hear what you're focusing on and what you're planning for November right now.
So, my name is Tanya Landis, and I've been a coach for almost 7 years. And I am so excited to have you on tonight because I mean, what do you say to the guy that created the opportunity that's enabled my family to have such an incredible life? So I just, wanted to start off by just saying thank you because hold on one second. You guys make sure to mute yourself. Because of you, we've had, I've been able to
have Dad help you because I'm on the call now.
Been able to, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't want to, let me go ahead and mute everybody just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, I unmuted you, Carl. I am so sorry.
Okay.
You brought a big crowd tonight. Everybody wants to hear what our CEO has to say, and so thank you for taking the time. But I did want to start off just by saying thank you. Myself and my coach, Jesse, we lead Fit and Fearless, which is our team, and really, for me, this opportunity has been absolutely incredible. Like I said, I've been able to bring my husband home. We're all my 3 kids, and I just, want to say thank you. And there's so many other coaches on this team that have had, just amazing success with this opportunity. So we want to thank you for that. And right now for October, we're really focused on Shift Shop for Proving Grounds. Amazing 3-week program, perfect for the holidays, and also trying to get everyone registered for Summit because we are excited that Rachel Hollis is going to be there and can't wait to hear what she has to say.
That's awesome. And there's I'm talking to there's 2 teams going on here, right?
Yes.
And who's the other team?
Well, it's my upline, Jessica Vandenberg. She is my coach who brought me into this opportunity. And so it's, we've combined efforts and run together. And we did invite another team on the call as well, my success partner, Kiana Hanna. So she's on here as well because they wanted to hear what you had to say.
Oh, got it. Now, you... and focusing on Shift Shop,
yes.
And so are you doing it right now?
Heck yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah, it's perfect especially to be done right before Thanksgiving. Yeah,
right.
We're kicking off with that right now and also counting the days for Transform 20 to be released.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. That's cool. So, and your team is in the test group and stuff like that?
Yes, of course.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, okay. So, the perspective that I'm coming from with wanting to get on the phone or Zoom or whatever to have calls with coaches is really trying to be tactical about the last few days here of October, obviously, and really, starting to look at November. And I would say that the thing I want to emphasize right now is the importance of prospecting. And if you are already a person who maximizes the prospecting process, meaning you're constantly following up with or reaching out to new people, starting conversations with new people, adding followers, and keeping those conversations alive for months, if not years on end. If you're one of those people that already does that, then you probably will be bored and don't even need me. Just keep doing it. Because I was on a call a couple of nights ago, and I asked people to raise their hand if they had signed up somebody for the Shift Shop Challenge group in the last 2 days, and 2 hands went up. And so I said, okay, tell me those stories. And one of them had just signed somebody up who she had literally been talking to for 2 years. And in fact, both of them, the other one, she had been talking to this woman for like 18 months. That's a year and a half. And I was just blown away. And in both cases, in one case, the person was from American Samoa. I don't know if you know where that is. It's like out in the Polynesian, sort of out Hawaii, Tahiti way, somewhere out there in the Pacific. And so this is a person, obviously, she met through social media, who she had been talking to for literally 2 years, and just going back and forth. And the woman had basically continued to turn her down challenge group after challenge group, and she kept inviting her. Would you like to start this one? Would you like to start that one? But that coach had been consistent with posting her fitness habits on Instagram stories, posting her nutrition, like one meal a day or a few meals a week on Instagram stories, and Shakeology on Instagram stories. And then every once in a while, a little lifestyle thing. And every once in a while, she'd show her ups and her downs. She wasn't always like a Beachbody, hard body. Sometimes she'd put on 5 or 10 pounds, vacation would happen, something would happen, and then she'd work her way back to losing it. So she didn't have to live a lifestyle of perfection. She just had to show that she was living what I call, she was being a Beachbody. And when I say that, so often I'll have conversations with people, and I've done this at events, and I've asked people to raise their hand and say, raise your hand if you're a Beachbody, and a couple hands will go up out of 300 people. And then I'll say, okay, raise your hand if you're being conscious and proactive about the food you're eating, and conscious and proactive about staying consistent with your fitness, even if you're not perfect, just trying. And so you check those 2 boxes, and raise your hand if you are drinking Shakeology every day. Okay. So then I look around the crowd, and 3/4 of the hands are all up. And I'm like, do you guys see? You are Beachbodies. It's not about being a hard body. Beachbody isn't even a word. So how are you giving it a definition that we never intended for it, which was some ideal? We just crammed these 2 words together. Sounded good, and they connote the freedom and the self-esteem to be able to go out and enjoy yourself on the beach without feeling like you're not being proactive about taking care of yourself. So there's a layer of embarrassment in there. And so my point is, so here's this woman who was imperfect, living her life, living her healthy habits proactively, being the proof that the product works. And again, by being the proof the product works doesn't mean being proof that you have to always be on it. That being proof the product works means, hey, look, I gained 5 pounds, or I gained 10 pounds, and look at me, I'm losing it again because I've got this whole ecosystem that I'm plugged into. So that woman, the one in American Samoa, had watched this for 2 years. Imagine all the invites, share a carts that woman ignored. And then she got back in touch with this coach and said, you know what? I'm 24 years old and I feel 50. I'm going to start this 3-week program, the Shift Shop thing that you're talking about, and I'm going to do that with you. And I'm going to get the whole thing. I'm doing the Shakeology. I'm doing the little containers, the whole thing, the portion fix containers. So that's how valuable this behavior, that it's so easy to take for granted. It's so easy to feel like, oh my God, I'm keep posting about myself and nobody's replying or nobody's joining the group. what you're doing right now, this is called the top of the funnel, and it's particularly important in October and November. Now, you still want to achieve Success Club. You still want to get as many people to transact as possible, and we'll get into that a little bit. But I just want to reemphasize that right now, what you're doing with all these efforts, and you should be breaking a sweat every day. You're trying, in whatever time, whatever minutes per day or hours per day that you can spare, to try to help people, to try to connect with people. That is an investment in you. That is, like, I think, more valuable than 4 years of college in terms of the wealth creation and the ability to succeed as a coach. What you're doing is investing in representing yourself as a person who won't give up on this, so that the people who are seeing you over and over and over doing this and doing it and doing it, even in October and November, that when they become ready in mid-December or early January, or after the Super Bowl happens, they're going to be like, boy, that woman, I saw her in October. She was talking about doing this 3-week fitness program. Who starts that in October and November? Only people who are so committed. Only people who care enough that they don't give up on their group. So right now, the activities, the fact that you're doing this Shift Shop group means so much. It's so like, that is being a coach right there. And let me say something else that I think is really important for you to understand just how meaningful you are, and how quite stunning it is that, got 100 plus people or whatever on this call, and that you showed up at, dinner time or after dinner. Like, you're showing up in the middle of the fall on a thing that's hard, and you're doing it, and at the same time, you're talking about, you're doing Shift Shop right now, and you're gearing up for Transform 20 coming out in December 4th. And then we got a few months of that. People are going to have an unbelievable time, assuming that they can get steps. And then we have Portion Fix coming in the spring, and everybody who goes into the Portion Fix nutrition program, or the Ultimate Portion Fix nutrition program, you can also get certified in that. And you can then participate in the reshooting of 21 Day Fix in real time. The same way we did 80-Day Obsession, where it's like 80 days in a row. We're doing the same thing, reshooting 21 Day Fix, and then 21 Day Fix Extreme. And it's the people who participate in becoming experts or having a deeper dive in Portion Fix that will get to participate in that pilot group for the relaunch of 21 Day Fix later in the spring. So, like, Now look at that. Look what we just described here. Shift Shop in the fall, Portion Fix in the winter, and then, Transform 20 in the winter, and then Portion Fix in the spring, and then, of course, we'll have something epic coming out this summer for Summit. Where else in the whole ecosystem of health and fitness are people actually planning out what program they're going to do, what nutrition they're going to follow, and committing to drink a healthy shake every day to feed their body what it biologically craves that it's not getting from the current food supply chain? Where else is that happening? Because I've been to gyms, and I've never experienced a gym where I planned things out 6 months. Nobody's saying, hey, you want to use this life cycle in 6 months from now, or you want to use this treadmill? No. It's like, you go in, you figure it out, maybe you hire a trainer, maybe you go to the classes, but there's not a plan like this, and you still got to go to the gym. Here you are, leading a group of people who are now consciously, like, this is a miracle that you are consciously thinking about what fitness you're going to do and what nutrition you're going to follow and the shake that you're going to drink, and helping other people do that, like, where the rest of the world, and I do mean the rest of the world, is trying to ignore the fact that their waistline is expanding. They're trying to focus on Halloween candy and Thanksgiving dinner and parties, and adding layers so they can hide the fact that they're eating more junk or processed food or just more tonnage, as it were, and not paying attention or not, and falling off their workouts. And here you are, maybe not being perfect, don't have to be perfect, but you're consciously talking about it. And I just want you to know, if you don't hear anything else from this call, I just want you to hear how grateful I am. It's nice of you to say that you're grateful to me, but who cares about me? What matters is, and what's stunning is the fact that there's a group of people, you, who are doing this and working together to do this, and you're not doing it because somebody's paying you for it, because it takes a while to make enough money to make this that meaningful. It's not an automatic thing. So you're effectively doing this for nickels and dimes right now while you're investing in building your business, and it can and will grow the harder you work it. But in the meantime, you're being conscious about your fitness, and that's just outrageous. So I just want you to know that whatever else you did today, whatever else you're doing this week or did this weekend, I want you to stop for a second and just take a look at how meaningful, how important what you're doing right now is. And you're doing something that is literally enhancing the lives of each other, of yourself, of your family, of your peer groups, and the people who you're going to talk to. Now, let's circle back to this idea of prospecting and the importance of building more prospects. Keep posting to Instagram stories. Keep showing that you're doing your workouts even though it's October and November. Keep showing, how are you managing your portions? How are you still enjoying the season and the festivities that go on during this season? But you're managing it in a way that might be to be mindset prone, where you're drinking your water the most or water first, veggies most. You're following those principles. And other people will be like, wow, that seems like it really works. You're going to help people see that they can be more conscious about these choices that they make in their lives. And then when you have a prospect, and what I'd like you to do tonight is, when we hang up from this, maybe you can even stay on your call. I don't know how long you have the call scheduled, but you can stay on the call together, or just when you hang up, don't just sit there in an empty room, or just go back to what you were doing. Maybe break off the next hour or two and go, you know what? I am going to just pedal to the metal, see what I can do to finish October incredibly strong. How many more people can you possibly connect with to maybe bring in a couple of more people here in October into the Shift Shop group, or just to get them drinking Shakeology, or get them eating a little bit better with the Portion Fix or 2B Mindset. Maybe they'd like to do Lift 4, so they only work out 4 days a week. What can you do here? And then when you have that conversation, and they're like, well, they'll say, why would I start this right now? Here's what I want you to think about. Especially if you're thinking of signing them up as a coach, so that they obviously get the discount, they can join your team, they can be part of the exclusive coach test group. I want you to be able to say to them, look, I want to build my team. We're doing something really meaningful. I was just on this call with the CEO of Beachbody. Yeah, we're cool. We call all the time. We're calling each other, having meetings. And he was saying that we're not just looking for anybody. Like, we were on this call, and people are doing amazing things, planning out the next 6, 7, 8 months of what their health and fitness activity is going to be like. And I'm looking for positive people who want to do something meaningful with their lives, because that's what the CEO is saying. Is like, man, you guys are doing amazing work. Like, this is really special. Let's find more special people like you. And then you get to say to this person who you're reaching out to, I thought of you. So you're not pitching this person now. Now you're telling them, I thought of you when the CEO said, find special people, more positive people who want to help people and are going to do this in a way that is going to provide meaning to their life at the same time that it can create wealth in their life. And I thought of you. Now, obviously, you're going to have to get into the conversation about what we do, what a challenge pack is, and then it'll get to this concept of Shakeology, and especially if it's a new contact or somebody who might just have popped into your mind, like, oh my God, she's such a perfect person for this. Why didn't I ever call her? Or that guy is like I had, when I first started the business and was looking for the founding coaches, I didn't look for just anybody, and I didn't look for people who I thought would be great salespeople. What I looked for was people who had big hearts and were willing to work hard for something of meaning, that more than they were looking for, how do I make the most money the fastest? Like, so I wanted people who were going to perpetuate this idea or our mission of helping people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. And to do that, I looked in basically 5 or 6 categories. I looked for stay-at-home moms, and now this was, when I say I looked for them, we had the Beachbody community message boards, and so I was getting to know some of these people on the message boards. So I looked at the people that I knew on the message boards who were stay-at-home moms, clergy, teachers, first responders like paramedics or police or firefighters, military, and also group exercise instructors. Now, these are people, big hearts, generally undercompensated for the hours that they put in, who probably would love a side gig where they can make some extra money, but still feeling good about themselves and about the meaning that they have in people's lives. And that's what I want you to reach for tonight. So as you're having these conversations and you're describing this to these people, and you have to describe, the fitness and the challenge group and how it all works, you're also going to get into then this thing called Shakeology. And when you get into the price of a challenge pack and how it works, and then you get Shakeology every month and you drink it every single day, you'll probably encounter a moment where they go, wait a minute, this shake costs $130 a month. That's a little over $4 a day per serving. Like, that seems a lot of pricey when I could just go to the grocery store and get a $30 or $40 shake. Like, that's a lot. And so how about I just do the fitness thing? And then here's what I want you to be armed with. And you never need to be defensive about the price again, because my guess is you experienced the very same thing when somebody first mentioned Shakeology to you. So now you get to say that. You're like, look, I know what you're thinking. I had the very same reaction. And this is what I love about Beachbody. First off, they create this shake. It's not a protein shake. It's not a fiber drink. This is like, let's use another example. You can get a bottle of orange juice from the store that costs 99 cents or less, or you can get fresh squeezed orange juice that is like rich with everything that's still good in the orange and it's not just from concentrate or whatever. And that can cost you $3, $4 right there for fresh squeezed orange juice. It's the same dynamic here. We've got whole food sourced superfoods, phytonutrients, vitamins, minerals, protein, fiber, prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes, adaptogen, herbs, phytonutrients, everything. It's got everything. And it's so dense and so good for you that I want you to experience it for a month, because I didn't get it either. But I drank it for a month. And what I was going to say, what I love about this company, you can drink it for a month and finish it. And if you're not satisfied, if you don't feel as good as I'm representing now, you get your money back. Now, you can't go to a health food store or the gym and drink smoothies for a month. And then the last smoothie that you're finishing, you go, you know what? I really didn't enjoy this smoothie every day for the last 30 days as much as I thought I would. So I'd like my money back from the rest of the month. Can't do that. But we do that because, A, we know this isn't a drug that you drink it once and you feel everything change. This is nutrition that needs to build up and your body needs to adapt to it. So we want people to go the entire month and finish it. And we're so confident that they're going to have a change that we provide that money back guarantee. And what we want when you're talking to these people, and who knows, I don't know if you're going to have real conversations tonight or you're just going to be prospecting. Either way, it's going to provide value to your business. But let's say you're having this conversation. I only want, when people do sign up with you, I only want 2 outcomes. Okay, one of 2 outcomes to happen. Obviously, if they don't sign up with you, you just say, great, I hope, keep me in mind if you decide that you'd like to do this another time, because I'm constantly putting groups together. But if they do sign up today, or before the end of the month or even in November. Two outcomes. The first outcome is they have the same kind of experience and build a belief like you've got. They love it. They love being a part of a group and having accountability for fitness, nutrition, peer support, and this daily shake that helps their body feel better and work better. That's option number one. Option number two didn't work for them. They didn't like it as much as you do or that they had hoped, and you help them get their money back after 30 days. That is the only two options. These are the only two options that we want to accept, because you don't want somebody out there who's not happy, who didn't enjoy everything, who didn't get results, saying, well, they got my money, so good for them. No, you want somebody, get them their money back, and then who knows? They probably didn't see it all the way through, didn't really go for it, so you want them to come back. So give them their money back this time, and maybe they'll come back when Transform 20 comes along, or Portion Fix, or whatever is coming at the end of the year. Those are the only two options that we want to entertain. But it's going to only come down to these two things. One, you maintaining a belief in what you do, because it is so fantastic, and remind yourself, write it down somewhere, just quote me, I don't know, just it's amazing that you signed up for this, because you had other options, and I know you had other options, but you did it. You're here, you're on this call, and that makes you like a hero in the making, or you're already a hero because you're helping people stay accountable. And the other thing is, you've just got to keep prospecting, keep talking to people, keep representing it more and more and more. That's how you build community. That's how you build a following. The more conversations you start using hashtags and being smart and posting your stories, you're going to attract people. They're going to see you doing it, so that when November, when December, when January, when February rolls around and they make that decision that, oh, I'd like to feel better, I'd like to feel as good as she does or he does, then you're the one that they've been watching for the last month or two, and you're the one that they've been communicating with, and you're the one that they're going to sign up with. You don't want to start this in December or January. You don't want to get, hey, let me get busy back when everybody's getting into fitness season. That doesn't work that way, because they might go to the gym. They have no proof that you're for real in this. Now is when you need to show them that this is important to you, and it's important enough that you're reaching out to them and inviting them. So that's what I wanted to say today. I went a little bit over, but what I hope you do with this now is transition into action mode. It doesn't do any good. This phone call was not the work unless you put it into action. Then it's work. Then it is meaningful. And then I think we have the chance to reach some people. And I'm hoping that we're going to reach some people tonight. And that would be my goal for you, that we're going to finish the last 2 or 3 days of October strong. And maybe you sign up a couple more people, get a couple more Success Club points, maybe a couple, some of you will advance in rank. And don't forget that with Rachel Hollis coming to Summit, we've got a theme of empowerment and overcoming your own life and obstacles to achieve great things and empower yourself. And I think it's going to be an amazing event. And I hope everybody takes advantage of the discount while it's still effective through, I think, Wednesday. So that's it. Now it's up to you guys. And Tanya, I appreciate you getting me on the call. Sorry for the misstep at the beginning, but now I want to let you guys get to work and hopefully help some more people.
Thank you so much, Carl. And again, I'm so sorry that we maxed out. Like I said, everybody wanted to hear from you tonight, and we just really appreciate you taking the time and what you had to say. And if you guys want to hang out after he drops off for a little bit, I'll give you guys some steps to help you with your prospecting tonight and get this put into action. So if you guys want to hang out for a little bit, I'm going to hang on here for another 15 minutes. So.
All right. Cool. I love it. So thanks so much for having me on, and we can do it again sometime. All right.
Great. Thank you. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, you guys, that was amazing. Again, sorry we maxed out the Zoom, and which is awesome, but also shows how many people are ready and willing to put in the work. To show up. So first you have to show up. Second, you have to put it into action. Like he said at the end of the call, if you're not taking action, things they're not gonna change. I saw somebody ask in here about, well, I've got amazing comments on here, but somebody had said it takes time to build a following and build a team. My only concern is how to earn extra income from Beachbody in the interim. You got to do the work. You got to start inviting people. You can earn income right away. We get paid weekly. Start, what you do now, you're going to get paid on, in just a couple of weeks. And when I first started as a coach, I had like pretty much nothing on social media. Didn't have an Instagram. I just had a Facebook. Didn't even have my profile picture up on there. And I was still carrying 40 more pounds than I have now. But I had the desire to get started, and I just started asking people to join me, and I was showing up. And then people started joining me, and I built a part-time income my first year and a half, and then I built a full-time income. But you just got to keep putting in the vital behaviors. You need to be showing up on your social media, doing your workout and drinking your shake. So if you're not doing proving grounds, I would encourage you to do it. It's only 3 weeks, and you'll get results to show people within those 3 weeks. Drink your shake. There's no reason not to be drinking your shake. I have, my whole family drinks it. My husband drinks it, and all 3 of my kids drink it. We love it. It's been a lifesaver. I saw a lot of people on here talking about how Shakeology has been, great for them, and it's been great for me. And I know a lot of you have your own story about it. But drink it and show up. Also, just start inviting people. I did learn how to do Instagram stories this last year. I didn't even know how to do it. I just started on Instagram. I had built my business previously on Facebook, but there's a lot going on Instagram, and I just started doing stories, and I've met so many amazing people and signed up people. But I show up and I invite them to join me. I don't just put pictures, selfies up of me working out. I actually ask them to join me, and that's what you need to do. Reach out and invite people. How many of you have seen people go on social media and talk about like they're selling hair care, or they're selling, makeup, or they're selling, some other type of business, and they're all gung-ho, and then like a month or 2 later, they're like MIA and taking a Facebook break, and you're like, I'm not going to buy from you because you don't stay. You're not going to show up. I had somebody who, was messaging me and asking me if I, they're like, oh, do you want to buy this for me? And then 2 months later, they're asking me to buy another product. Be consistent. This business works if you plug into the system and do the work and invite people. So just get real with yourself, and like, even whatever happened in the past has happened. Like, look forward. Where do you want to go, and what do you need to do to get there? And I would encourage you guys tonight, hop on Instagram stories and Facebook stories and say, hey, I just got off a call with our CEO. I mean, what CEO do you see like hopping on a call on a Monday night at 5 o'clock? You guys, he's a dad. He has kids, and he's hopping on a call. Can't even get into the call because it's maxed out. So they're calling me, and he's, doing what he needs to do to be in the trenches with us. That is a true CEO. That is someone that's not afraid to get their hands dirty. I've worked for huge corporations, and I won't name them because I don't want it to get, but I never had the CEO hop on like a call in the evening with us of a large corporate. This is a $1 billion company. And so he doesn't have to do that, but he does, because he wants us all to be successful. And he's giving us the tools to do so. And I loved what he said about the price. Like, you can drink it for 30 days. That's what sold me on it. When Jesse my coach said, hey, you can just try it for a month. I was like, I'm returning this stuff. There's no way this is going to do anything for me. I'll just go to GNC and get another shake. And I was hooked. Like, there was no way I could return it. And that's actually why I started working the business, because I'm like, I got to figure out how to pay for this. So that's what happens, you guys. I had a client today say, you know what, we're not able, my husband's really busy with work, but he's loving Shakeology, and I'm loving Shakeology. And, he's not even working out, and he's drinking it. And I'm, doing a couple workouts a week and drinking Shakeology, and I can't believe how much better I'm feeling. So you guys just start asking people, show up, get out there, get in the trenches, and start inviting people and follow up. It's in the fortune is in the follow up. My coach followed up with me for 3 months before I signed up. And I ignored some of her messages and her text messages. And she just said, hey, are you ready? And you know what? I signed up with her, and she wasn't the only Beachbody coach that asked me. And I signed up with her because I knew that when it got hard and I wouldn't want to do my workouts, that she would, check in with me, and she would follow up with me, and she would be there for me. And you guys might not know this, but she'd only been a coach for 6 months when she recruited me. She hadn't had the big success yet, hadn't had, the big the big glory yet. But the reason I signed up with her was because I knew she cared. I knew she was consistent, and I knew that when I needed her, she would show up for me. And that's what we all want, right? We want coaches that show up for us. So show up for your clients, show up for your following, and start, getting in there. So you guys, I would make sure that you hop on Insta stories and go in, just go in there and start, and asking people to join you. Tell them you're looking for a couple of people to join your team. And, he talked about the founding coaches, and I actually love that. What he was looking for was people that had big hearts, people that were willing to work hard with something for meaning, for the mission. They just weren't looking to make another buck. We do get paid well, but it does take time to build a business. But I will tell you that I've worked my way up the corporate ladder and never been paid like I've been paid in Beachbody. And with the corporate ladder, I just got more work. That was my reward. Like, you're doing awesome. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to promote you. And now instead of working 60 hours a week, you can work 70 hours a week. And then, and then the next year they have a bad year, and we're going to give you we're going to actually cut the bonuses down a little bit. Yeah, that's what would happen in corporate. And that's what my experience was. Maybe yours is different, but that was what mine was. And I love that Beachbody has given us this opportunity to, build a business, and we can design it around our family. So maybe you love your job and you want to keep working it, but you want to earn income to pay for vacations or pay for your kids' sports. I don't know about you, but my kids are all in sports. It's not cheap. And if I was, I have to, I shell out quite a bit of money for cleats and dance outfits and cheerleading. And every time I turn around, there's another thing I have to write a check for. And I want to be able to provide that for my kids. Yes, Kiana said soccer mom life. Yeah. So just make sure you guys, whatever your goal is, stay on your path, have a heart to help, be willing to work hard to fulfill our mission, to help people live their best lives, and look for people that are willing to do that. And the way that you look for those types of people, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you guys are jumping on Insta stories after this. I can open it up for questions. If you have a question, feel free to type it in the chat, or you are welcome to I don't know about unmuting. You can raise your hand and I'll do it. But there's so many of you still on here. I love it. And so is there anybody that has any questions or anything you want to add? I can look. I'm looking through. You guys are amazing. I'm going to go ahead and actually unmute Jessie and have her close us out. Jessie, I hope you're in a place you can talk because I'm unmuting you, girl. All right, Jess.
I'm here. Hey, I'm hiding down in the basement where it's quiet.
Oh, that's awesome. My kids are running wild. I can see them right outside in the corner of my eye, and they're seeing. I'm like, be quiet.
Yep. Hey, that's what happens. I'm super inspired every time I listen to really anybody from corporate. It just kind of reignites that fire even more. I think the biggest thing is to really keep your perspective and stay in your own lane. And I think that we all need to take a good hard look at what our vision looks like, for ourselves, not for the person next to us, but for ourselves. And what do you want to see happen in a year from now? What do you want in 5 years from now? And what do you want in 10 years from now? And instead of just talking to yourself and acting like it might happen, talk to yourself like it is happening. Because what I have found and what I have watched, a lot of my coaches do is when you act as if it's already happening, you're going to take the actions to get you there. When you talk with the lack of confidence, like, I hope this happens, or I really want to achieve this rank, or I really want to help this many people, you're doubtful. You have that doubt inside of yourself and you're not confident. You have to have that confidence within yourself and prove to yourself with action, by taking action, that you're going to crush that goal. So in a year from now, I challenge you guys, when you end this call or even right now, what do you want to achieve a year from now? What do you want to look like? What do you want to feel like? What does that check look like that's being deposited in your bank account? What is that trip that you're going on? What is it that you're paying for with your Beachbody income? What are those things? And write them down and get really clear. And then move on over the paper. What does that 5-year look like? What does that paycheck look like? What do you feel like? What do you look like? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Where is your family traveling to? Are you still living in the same house? Are you debt free? Name those things off and be working for what you want, because each one of us lives a different life. Each one of us has different characteristics. Each one of us has different goals, and there's no right or wrong. You just have to know what is driving you, because it's your driving force that is going to motivate yourself to take action. None of us on this call, and Carl himself included, cannot motivate you. You have to find that motivation within yourself. And you can jump on one of these calls and be so jacked up to the nines and so excited and, having all the feels, but it's pointless unless you take action. You have to take action and really stay focused on what it is you want. So we have so many different opportunities with this. There are so many different ways that we can help people. But you truly have to know what you are fighting for and what you're showing up for. And, if you have, there was a quote that I read, and I'm going to totally butcher it like I always do, because that's what I do, right, is butcher things. But it really talks about, like, a strategy without the fire is nothing, right? I think actually I nailed it. The strategy without the fire is nothing. So if you don't have the fire burning in you of what your vision is, what your goals are, it doesn't matter that Beachbody is an amazing opportunity and platform for you to crush your goals and dreams if you don't have the fire in you and the why driving you to utilize this opportunity. This opportunity can change your life. It's changed my life. It's changed Tanya's life. It's changed many of your lives on here. And if you're a new coach, it can change your life too. You just have to know what your why is. What is your fire that's driving you? And are you willing to work on your mindset enough to get out of your own way to conquer your goals and dreams? That's it. You just have to remember why you're here. And constantly, words of affirmation every morning. I am a rock star leader. I am leading a successful team of, 5-star diamond elite, or whatever your goal is. I am, boom, boom, boom. The power of I am, you guys, is huge. Know what you want, what you're fighting for, and stay focused on it each and every day. And just stay in your lane, because there are so many people in this company. It's easy to get distracted. Okay? Stay focused on you, stay true to you, and just move forward. Constantly improving your mindset and ask questions. Ask questions, you guys. That is the beauty of our team. We're here to help. So thank you so much for jumping on this call. It's so fun to be on this call and tapped out. That's even better. So yeah, that's all I have. If people have questions, I'm more than happy to answer too.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, you nailed the quote. I love it. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and end the call. I'll have the recording up shortly in about 15 minutes. So definitely share with your teams, because obviously a lot of people wanted to hear, and there were at least 30 people that couldn't get in, and I feel really badly. There might have been more, but I kind of stopped counting because I was trying to focus on Carl, and I have like a phone full of text messages, but who knew that Carl was more popular than our trainer? So thank you guys for all showing up, and I hope you all have a wonderful night, and definitely don't forget to hop on your Insta stories tonight and also do a call to action and start inviting people. Thanks, everybody.